Hello and good Monday to you all. So, today we are doing another tiny house. My name is Yana and I hope you're doing well. So, before I start talking about today's Pastel Tiny House, I'm gonna do a quick update. I've been gone for a couple of weeks now, and that's because the materials that I was waiting to be released for university finally came out. They came out, they released them like a few weeks too late, or not too late, but later than they were supposed to be released. And so I've been I've been preparing really hard for the exam because I really want to get in. So what I'm actually trying to get into study is archaeology. It's like my dream field, and I truly hope I get in this year because last year I started the studies in Open University. So that's about that, and I apologize for my voice if it sounds worse today than it has in previous builds, because I'm actually in the countryside at my dad's, because I came here to do some studying. He's working during the days because he does a job that cannot be done from the home. So I actually have some time by myself during the day to just concentrate, which wasn't possible where I actually live. So yeah, and I'm doing the yard now, and it's gonna be like this two-part yard. I separated them on each sides of the house, and the other one on the left is going to be like a barbecue picnic area, and on the other side there's a trash can and also a chess table, so you can get your logic skill up. So my idea for this house was to go full-on pastel. It's almost like a trailer because it's very simple in its like shape. It's just like a rectangle. Is that the word? And you know, it's light pink, light blue, light yellow, and also pink, of course, which I did stick to on the exterior flowers, like some whites and pink flowers. So it's been a very interesting week, let me tell you. So when I got here, my car on the way broke down, and this trip that usually takes like an hour took me 4.5 hours to get here. Very interesting. I know nothing about cars, so I was kind of just like trying to find a gas station where I could find some help. Most of them were closed, and so it was very interesting, but finally I got home, and then even crazier thing happened. So it's been quite warm here and sunny, so our two dogs, my dad's dogs, were outside on the yard like they usually like to be, and I actually started to hear some barking, so I went to look out from the window, and I see the other dog, the older dog, just trying to attack a snake, a viper, and the only poisonous snake in Finland. And I just ran outside in my socks trying to stop her from, attacking and getting bitten, which didn't work. The snake got at least 2 bites on the nose area of my dog. So we had to go for the vet, and that was an interesting day. She's all right now. We're doing a control check for her blood and kidneys in like a week now. So yeah, but it was very interesting. Didn't get much studying in that day, but the dog was way more important, and I'm so glad she's fine. She's quite old as well. She's like 14, so I don't know if like there's a bigger risk, and also the snake was quite young looking, and the vet said that they actually don't know how to control the amount of poison they have, so it's actually more dangerous than with older snakes who know how to do that. Okay, so that's about that. Let's get back to the build. So this is probably like one of the only ones that I'll be able to make until the 22nd or until the beginning of next month, because of the test that is going to be 2-part done in remotely via web or internet. So I really want to concentrate on that because I really want to get in this time. And this build I actually did a couple of weeks ago. I've done 2 voiceovers for it, but I wasn't happy with them, so I tried again today. I really want to get some content out, and I hope you enjoy this. I really truly love this house. So it's for 2 sims, up to 2 sims, 1 or 2, and the bed that I use here, it's a double bed that I do push next to the wall. And I know there's been some kind of discussion in the Sims community if Sims can actually use the bed for 2 Sims when it's like next to the wall. And I personally have never had any problems with it. I do know that you do have to assign the other side of the bed for the other sim, and they also need to get it in bed first. So you kind of have to do this hassle of thinking who starts working earlier, who needs to go to bed earlier, so you can actually do that. And sometimes I just need to click like a couple of times on the right side of the bed to make them go sleep there. But it does work for me. I hope you get it working as well. I don't know like what's the thing that makes it work for some and not work for others. Very strange. But so yeah, I'm still doing the landscaping here. I'm really happy with how this turned out. You can see there's like these 2 tiny pathways going on either sides of the lots, and it's quite simple. Other than that, I think it looks quite natural. I was building this in the Bedlington Boathouse lot in Brindleton Bay that came with Cats and Dogs expansion pack. And this is probably like my favorite lot in that world. It's the small one right next to the beach, and I just love building on tinier lots. Well, it's not tiny, but it's small, and sometimes when you do a build that's like on a huge lot, it can get quite overwhelming, especially when making a video, when you try to keep it quite clean. So it's not too much to do some editing and stuff like that. So yeah, and the interior has like, it's kind of open. There's a tiny bathroom. It's 3x2 tiles white, and it's so tiny, but it has everything you need. And the other house, there's some walls that divide the spaces, but they're not like closed off, so it's semi-open. And in the middle, when you go in from the door, you will see soon, there will be the kitchen space, and on the left there will be the bedroom and also a small living room and bathroom on the right. I'm just doing some terrain painting here, and I think soon we'll be done with the exterior and go to the interior, which I think is pretty cute if I say so myself. If I could, I probably would live in a pastel house in real life, but I don't think I can pull it off. The thing is, I really do like some different styles. It's hard to choose one. Like mid-century modern is what I'm very used to. Bohemian just speaks to my heart, and pastel, it just looks so good, especially in The Sims, in my opinion. So here you can see the layout. I kept the colors very light, but I do think I managed to add some decor, so it looks quite lived in. And yeah, the kitchen doesn't have a sink. There's a sink in the bathroom. I actually had some serious troubles with the bathroom, because at some point I just realized I do need a sink or shower somewhere. So I actually moved the island living sink on the outside. I was desperate, okay, because I needed a shower. So I just left it there for like that quite some time, as you will see at some point. And then I was just like hoping, like I left it alone. I moved on. I was hoping I will come with some kind of a solution at some point, and then in the end, finally, I do realize we do have the Discover University shower, that just this shower head that doesn't take up a tile. I put it in the middle and it works completely. And you can see here I changed one of those kitchen counters to be this par kind of counter, and I put a laptop there. So your sim actually has a space for a laptop and can do whatever work stuff or anything they need to do on the internet. And I deleted the wall from the, the behind of it, and it works. Everything works. Everything's play tested, and I'm really happy with how, it seems like a whole house, and it's the smallest of the tiny houses, tier 3, so you get the most perks available. And yeah, I don't think there's anything missing here really. There's TV and everything. Here I do put a bookcase that I size down, because I think this bookcase, when it's in its normal size, it just looks so big. Like, who can read books that are that big as they are in this bookcase? I don't know. I think it looks way better, but the thing is, when you size it down, of course the slots stay where they normally are. So if you want to add some clutter, you do have to kind of work around it, or they will just float in the air or go through the middle of a board or something. So yeah, and you see that's the fridge that I used here is like my favorite one. I do know they have like that kind of fridges in real life. I think they're at least one of the brands are called Smeg, and since middle school I've been dreaming of owning one in real life and I'm still not there yet. Let's see when I am, if ever, but I think I would like a yellow one in real life. It's just they're so pretty. And here this shelving from Tiny Living, it worked so perfect for this house. I was actually like trying to decide which swatch I wanted to use, because they both look quite good, but then I decided to go with this white one with some yellow and pink decor items on top of it. Here I'm doing the living room space, and yeah, it will have a TV, it has a radio or a stereo, and also a console, so you can play some video games and all that fun. Oh, and the news about the new expansion pack. Who is excited? I am so ready for some new material to work with, and I love everything to do with the eco theme anyway, so I do love to build some container houses myself, and so I'm really excited to get those swatches for that. And there's some really nice hairs. I'm not sure about the clothes yet, and some plants, always plants, and it will be awesome. What do you think? Are you excited for the new game pack? Expansion pack. Do you have any thoughts, worries? Share with them with us, because I'd like to know what other people think. I know some people haven't been that excited. I personally am. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to some new gameplay as well. So because I'm not usually doing gameplay, so every time like a new expansion pack comes out, I usually get quite excited and actually play for some time. So I really hope this will be, something that will really affect the gameplay, because I wasn't quite happy with island living gameplay. I love the items, I love them, but it didn't keep me interested. Of course, I sometimes like to move my sims in Sulani, and imagine that they're looking for that quiet community focused lifestyle and stuff, but it didn't add that much, like compared to city living or seasons or things like that. It seemed more like a mix of game pack and an expansion pack. So yeah, here I'm adding some more clutter items, and a question for you guys about the yard. Do you like to have more space for like playing and doing like something like football or kid stuff? Because I don't really use any yards that often. My Sims stay mostly inside, just like me, and I'd like to know if there's some things that you're looking for to have in your Sims backyards. Here I'm layering like 2 candles because the shelving was too low. So when I lifted up the candles, they didn't like quite fit in the right place. So I actually layered them with 2. So now they don't actually float, and I think it worked quite well. I especially in the white swatch. So yeah, I was really happy with that. And when I'm placing these decor items and the clothing thing, I keep checking on the exterior that it's not clipping through, and yeah, that way you can actually like optimize the space and make it a little bit smaller, because sometimes those items in the Sims tend to be quite far off the wall, so you have some space to push them forward, and also sometimes because the walls are quite thick, so you can really use that to your advantage if you have a small space to work with. Here I'm going back to the bathroom, and yes, I finally figure it out. I finally remember the shower, and I think even though this is a very small bathroom, as you can see, I think it looks quite realistic. I do add some clutter and some shelving, or this thing, cabinet, I don't know, and yeah, I quite like it, and it works perfectly fine. So here I'm just adding the final touches. I add some lighting for nighttime, and also I'm not sure if I do add some terrain paint, but soon we will be onto the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching again. I hope you're doing well. If you do have any suggestions, any builds you would like to see, please let me know. I'll be happy to hear them, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Oh, before I go, I haven't done this in a while, so sorry, excuse me. If you like this, please subscribe, comment, and like, and that's my cue. Have a good day. Bye.